everybody! So today we're going to be talking about some books. Most of them are from the same author, and there's one in here that I threw in here because I didn't want you to think that everything I read was just perfect and beautiful and rainbows. But the first thing that I want to talk about is actually a cute little series. The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so if I get it wrong, I'm sorry. But, yeah. So, I found this at a used bookstore, and I was, in the young adult section because, honestly, lately, those books have been better fantasy reads than other books. I don't know, the story seems better and more interesting than adult books lately. So I did get this one with the intention of it just being for me. But then, my friend told me, she's like, well, it's kind of a younger book for, more teenagers than young adults, I guess. I guess the age bracket on Amazon for this was 8 years to 12 years old. So I decided that I was just going to read this book to Alice for her story time. And it's really cute, and it's fun for me to read to her, and she seems to enjoy it. But this is about twins that fall through a storybook and go to the fairy tale world, where Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Cinderella, all of those characters are living. And, isn't that every kid's dream come true, to travel to the fairy tale world? But, they quickly learn that it's not all beautiful, and there's some characters that are not nice. So it was a very interesting read. The one thing that, obviously, being 31 years old, reading this book, I found it a little predictable. So I don't know if an 8-year-old would, or a 12-year-old, but it didn't bother me reading it. And it was funny because I was reading the reviews on Amazon, and all of them weren't that great. A lot of them were kind of negative, and I don't understand why, because I thought this was a really cute book. In fact, I bought a lot of the books that he wrote because I kind of like his style of writing. So this was definitely a good read. It was lighthearted, And then I sent my husband to find more of those books at that bookstore, and he comes back with this one, which is by the same author. I don't know if you can see that, but it's also a Land of Stories book, and it's about Mother Goose. Obviously, you can read that, Mother Goose Diaries. And it's written in the point of view of Mother Goose, and it is hilarious. To me, this book seems older than this book. There were some things in here that I'm not sure, if a little kid would understand. There was a lot of older references, like the Rat Pack and stuff like that, which I found very interesting. But yeah, it was a cute read, and I know there's some parents that, are very strict on what they let their kid read, and if you're the type of person that does that, you might want to read these books first before letting your kid read them. Like this one had a little bit of there were some dark moments in there that made me cry. But, I think it's important that kids understand that, the world isn't always rainbows and butterflies, but this was cute, and I laughed a lot during it. The one that I just finished, and actually I'm going to be doing a giveaway for, because I ended up with 2 of them, is A Tale, pulling the price tag off, A Tale of Magic by Chris Colfer. Now this one, you can definitely tell his writing style is improving. I felt like there was a lot more involved with this one than with this one. This one had a lot of symbolism. I'm not usually the type of person that picks up on that. I hated English class when the teacher would be like, okay, what's the symbolism between this book? So I have no idea. It's like when you tell me, it's like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. But this one to me was very obvious. Again, there were some dark things in this book that I was kind of like, oh, that's I'm not sure if I want my kid reading about that. But then again, it did. It was a happy ending, so good things happen in this book. But this book kind of focuses on equality and a little bit of feminism. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I definitely recommend this book. The main character, Bristol, is she was in a town where, you know, women weren't allowed to read. They weren't allowed to really work. You know, they weren't allowed to, you know, speak when not spoken to, kind of a thing. And, you know, she, of course, loved doing all of the things that she wasn't supposed to. She loved reading. She was very smart, and she wanted to be, you know, more than what she was. Looked like it wasn't recording. I was about to lose it. She wanted more for her life, you know. But of course, you know, in the time that she was in, she wasn't allowed. So she was very sneaky about what she did and how she did it. The thing that I really liked about this book, and at first I was curious as to how he was going to tie it all together. There was a lot of different things happening throughout the book, you know. In the beginning, you've got Bristol, you know, dealing with her oppressive father who won't let her read a book and, you know, all that stuff. And then, you know, she's going someplace else and trying to figure out how to get out of that. And then she's somewhere else and she's trying to figure out how to solve that. But it all ties in together at the end of the book. And, you know, I think when an author is able to do that, that's very talented. Because sometimes it's like you get a lot of loose ends. I didn't feel like that in this book. I thought there was going to be a lot of loose ends, to be honest. But everything tied in very nicely at the end. I really enjoyed this book. There's also a sequel to this one that I have. I think it's called A Tale of Witchcraft. So very, very good books. Definitely would recommend looking for this one. And again, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on this one, so make sure that you follow me on Facebook and Instagram. That's where I will be running the contest. And so yeah, so if you know anybody that might be interested in this book, make sure that you go follow that. So now, before we get into the book that I didn't care for, it's by a different author, but before we do that, I want to try my other verb energy bar thingy. Oops, sorry, that was upside down. I did try the blueberry one, and I forgot to record it. And that one, I don't know, that one I was kind of on the fence about. It kind of tasted like, you know those little blueberry packs of the mini muffins that you can get? Edmonds, I think, makes them. I don't know. Fryhard, I don't know. But they tasted like that, but like they got wet. It wasn't very appetizing. I didn't hate it, but I don't think I would order that one specifically. So this one is vanilla latte. Ooh, and it smells like a vanilla latte. I don't think I've ever had a vanilla latte, but if I feel like if one smelled like one, this would be it. So it's looks a little bit more appetizing than the other one, I must say. I'm not sure. I know I'm making this face. That's really weird. So, if you like strong coffee flavors and you like vanilla lattes, I think you might like this one. It wasn't bad. I know my face probably doesn't tell you that, but it's not bad. I wouldn't mind getting this one again. I don't know if I would want a whole pack, but like if I had a couple of them, it would be okay. So far, my favorites are still the double chocolate and the peppermint mocha. This one I'm not sure how I feel about. it's, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if it's because I'm also drinking coffee right now, and then maybe that's mixing up the flavors, but I might have to try that one again a little later. Okay. So yeah, I will have a link in the description if you are interested in trying the Verb energy bars. With my link, you get $10 off, and I get $10 credit. So if you're interested, I would recommend using my link so I can get some credit, so I can get some more. You know, help me with my bad habits. So this last book is not by the Chris Colfer. It's by Emily Hainsworth, and it's called Through to You. Now, this book I did not read to Alice. This was my own kind of, I wanted to read book. And it's about, and again, this is, you know, young adult type book. They're high schoolers. The boyfriend, girlfriend get into a car accident. Girlfriend dies. Boyfriend's sad, which makes sense. And what, you know, what made me want to read this book is because he finds a way to go to like a parallel world where she's still alive. And he's not. So it was kind of weird. And I really liked the idea of the story, and I liked that, you know, there was a whole parallel world, and, you know, how it wasn't the same, and how, you know, certain friendships were the same in the other world, and how the people were actually kind of different, in a sense. I liked all that. The only thing that bugged me about this book, and I felt like it was kind of lazy, was the fact that they didn't explain how the portal thing got there. I could think of at least 10 different ways that portal could have got there. And the way that they came up with was because the couple missed each other so much. To me, that just seems lazy. I don't know. Maybe you disagree, but I feel like that's lazy. But I was able to finish the book, and usually, like, if I don't like something, I'm not going to read it. But I did enjoy the story. I felt like the characters could have been developed a little bit more, but it was still an okay read. I don't feel like it was, you know, like a $5 book. I don't feel like it was a complete waste. I think if I bought it brand new, I probably would have been like, but it wasn't bad. There's like a barcode here that says, get more on your smartphone. Never seen that on a book before. But, yeah, so it kind of, it ended good. I liked how it ended. But I just feel like the characters could have been a little bit better developed. There were some that were there, it was just like, why is this person here? Just felt kind of forced. But, it was cute. Kind of. Again, I didn't like the fact that, you know, the whole portal thing was because they missed each other so much. That just seemed cheesy. Like, why couldn't one of them on one side, you know, do a spell to open the portal or something? You know, I don't know. But it was interesting. So, yeah. I don't recommend this book, but if you come across it cheap and you're like, maybe it might be good. But I feel like a lot of readers have huge to-be-read piles. I wouldn't add this one to it. The other ones, yes. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on my Facebook, Instagram. So all the rules and such will be on there. So if you want to check that out. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you click the little bell icon so you know when I upload a video. Down in the comments below, do you have a favorite fairy tale that, you know, you are really fond of and like would like to actually go to the fairy tale world and meet that person? I think I'd like to meet Rapunzel, because when I was younger, people, when I had really long hair, would call me Rapunzel. So I feel like I want to meet her. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, like, you know, what fairy tale books you like. Yeah, so thanks, guys. Thumbs up for the video. Share with your friends. I lost my little clicker, and it makes me sad.